energy of a dark night of the soul. Someone going through a dark night of the soul that is connected to you. Someone going through some type of major point of awareness around regrets. Okay. Could be an earth sign that you're dealing with. This earth sign that keeps coming through in the reading this week. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn could specifically be a Capricorn. Okay. Thank you, Amy. But yeah, I feel this energy of somebody who is experiencing some growth. And in this period of growth, they're starting to see things more clearly. And I feel like this growth was brought on by this dark night of the soul. And on the outside of this, it's like there's a desire to apologize or to gain your forgiveness. Something could have happened in December. They could be born in December. December could be significant. Okay, it could be significant. Something about one special night that you might reference on occasion, like one specific night in which something happened, in which there was a big change or a big shift in the relationship. Interesting. But I feel like this is a relationship that's been in separation for some time. I feel this energy of the two of you were not able to see eye to eye. Hi, Mish. We're not able to see eye to eye. Interesting. Okay. The number 4 could be significant. You could be seeing the number 4. I have the initial D, F, O, and M. That could be significant to you. C. And then I heard B. Okay. Who is this person to my collective? I definitely feel earthy. Oh my God. There's so much earth energy here. So much earth energy here. This person tried to take a practical approach to your relationship. A practical approach to your relationship. Or maybe they felt like practically it was not possible for them to be a part of your life. I feel this energy of like they follow their head over their heart. They follow their head over their heart. But I also feel like now they're wondering if they can make another decision. So interesting. They're wondering if they can choose differently. They're wondering if they still have a choice. They're wondering if they still have an option. Interesting. But again, December is significant. Guys, make sure all the details match. Don't be coming for me in this room saying, you're making me Delulu. Listen, that's not my goal. That's not my aim. Okay? I want you to see clearly. So if all the details matches your reading, don't be claiming it and be like, yeah, it's my reading, except it's not an earth sign, it's a water sign, and he's actually not older, he's younger, and it's actually not a man, it's a woman, it's actually wasn't December, that's not your reading. Okay, that is not your reading. Listen, Lindas and Lindos, there's 42,000 readings on this platform for you to partake in. Okay, not every reading needs to be yours. Not every reading needs to be yours. Okay, what is this person's current view of this relationship at this time? Oh, damn. That there's some type of cycle here that was closed. There's some type of cycle here that was closed, but they still feel you. They still feel your energy. They still feel your desires here. But it's like someone surrendered this. Could have been them, could have been you, could have been both of you. I feel like currently things are kind of at a low. Because someone's closed off or guarded. Again, for some of you, it's because there's another party here, okay? For some of you, there's third party here. I feel like there is some type of external force on your person's side, okay? I'm seeing this energy of maybe multiple, like third party and children, third party and family, like multiple energies around them. So not even just one. Like could be like 3 different forces. Children, partner, family, work. It's like Fort Knox, in all honesty. Something about Waterloo. Maybe you live in a place called Waterloo. Okay. But yeah, I feel this person trying to attempt to create stability in their life, but they keep failing in doing so. Like they're not in a flow state. They're not in a flow state. And again, it's because they've been trying to avoid this dark night of the soul. From your experience, my friends, what happens when you try to avoid your wounds, healing said wounds? What happens when you try to avoid your karma? I'll let you answer. What happens every time we avoid our healing, every time we avoid our wounds? It's like they'll come back up. Spirit will find a way. You can't really hide. Okay, you can run, but you can't hide. This person tried to run. This person tried to hide, but of course they can't hide. Okay, Spirit is always with them and supporting them. And I feel this person energy of like taking this time out, thinking that they could do so and like avoid you. They thought that they could shut this down. They thought that they could shut off to you completely. And that it would basically allow them to be fully free from your energy. Fully free from these fears, these doubts, these regrets, this remorse, this guilt, this love, this desire, this passion. They thought that they could just shut this all off. They thought they could. No, ma'am. No, mister. They thought they could, but all they did was actually increase their desire, increase their want. And it feels like for many of you are going to receive communication from this person. Could be within the next week. Could be within the next 7 days. There's something about traveling to come see you. Some of you could be seeing birds. Specifically, I'm seeing a crow and I'm seeing a seagull. A seagull. Recently you saw a seagull, seagull feather, white feather. Okay? Some of you found something weird under the bed today. I'm getting weird messages right now. Okay? Something also about bats. Like a dark winged bird. What else do we need to know about this? What else we need to know about the relationship based on this person's perception? Yeah, their perception is that they're in the process of transforming, but against their will. Against their will. And I feel like this is, for most of you, a twin flame journey that you're on. But you let go of this or surrendered this because you felt like it was a trauma bond or you felt like it was not supportive to you anymore. So I feel like on the collective side, you're using your divine feminine gifts, your power, the reserve of your power for good, for your own respective good and for the good of others. For some of you, you've been feeling called to do something impactful, to give back, to be able to share even the wisdom that you've gained. I feel this energy of like shifting into a place of sharing this energy or being of service or being in support or like finding a higher purpose beyond. But it feels like this is just a transmutation of the energy. It's like this is energy that is contained within the connection, but I feel like you're being able to call upon this and you're transmuting it into a form of power. Okay? And I feel this energy of this power is also helping you see things more clearly. It's like intuitively, I feel like you're in a state in which your vision is clear right now. Your vision is clear. And you also understand the shifting of the balance here. Okay? The shifting of the balance, fire and rain. Some of you are a fire sign or a water sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Okay. What do we need to know about the subconscious on this person's side? They try to suppress these memories. They've tried to detach themselves, but it's like they're still watching you. Some of you know this person is watching you. Okay. You know this person is watching you, observing you. Maybe they watch you in fake accounts. Maybe they're observing you like driving by your house or there's some type of information that they have about you. But yeah, they're a little bit confused about what you're doing right now. Okay? What is my collective desiring from this person, if anything? So interesting. I feel like you're very guarded to this person within this collective. You care about this person, but you love them like objectively, like theoretically, like you love them from a safe place. That's the energy within this collective. You are loving this person from a safe distance. You are following your higher purpose. You are recognizing the cosmic interconnectivity, like the reason for the season, the reason for experiencing this, the reason for this connection, and now have this inspiration to be able to follow this towards a higher path. So yeah, I feel like you're loving this person, yeah, from afar essentially. You're loving this person, but you're doing it from a safe distance. Because you don't feel like they're open to receiving anything from you. And you feel like you're just pouring into an empty vessel. And you feel like it was just draining you and depleting you. And you just don't in any way have the willingness to accept that you're not going to get what you wish for. Whether you know if it's from this person, wonderful. But you know if not, it'll be from someone else. So for this collective, you are now giving yourself the nurturing energy that you were once giving this person. That's what you're doing. You're nurturing yourself. You're showing compassion to yourself. Because compassion is essentially acknowledging where we're going to direct our passion, right? When you have compassion for something, you have passion for something. It's a softer passion, but it's an expression of passion. It's passion with an awareness. I feel that right now you're directing this passion towards self and again, other pursuits, higher purpose, higher calling. So the energetic shift here is powerful. And it's interesting. I feel this person following you. Where maybe you followed this person in the past, I feel them following you or like looking to you as the lead here. Interesting. What's the subconscious on my collective side at this time? It's interesting. The other thing that's coming through in the collective is that you don't want to be in any connection or relationship that causes you to feel isolated. Because I feel like you did need to some extent isolate from the world and from this person to be able to understand this. But now that you're in a place in which you have this understanding and acknowledgement, I feel like you don't want to be isolated anymore. I feel like you want to be outwardly expressed. I feel like you want to connect. So for a lot of you, you're looking at this as this risk to this new confidence that you've built and this desire to connect to a community that maybe you've already called in. For most of you, for some of you. I see as well, there is this energy here of being able to know when something feels true or when something feels like a deception. And when I say deception, it doesn't mean that this person is malicious. It means that you can view this and say, okay, I'm not going to be tempted by that because I know that it's not on the same vibration. Like I know a vibration we're not aligned. I know it's not at the bar that I've set for myself. Okay? At the bar that I've set for myself. So we are allowing ourselves to be removed from this again and loving them from a distance and continuing to learn, evolve, and transcend. Okay? So what do we need to know about this collective moving forward? Damn. There's still a little bit of a conflict here, I feel, on your side, right? Because this is what I see within this collective. You have already evolved beyond this person, right? You have already healed the shadows that allowed you or that, informed you being called towards them or pulled towards them initially. So you're not pulled towards them in the same way. But there is still a part of you that wants to bring them with you. That it's you're not going to reach out to initiate this, but there's a big part of you that I feel like is avoiding fully taking the step into this new cycle, into this new era, fully taking the leap beyond. Because it's almost like you've healed already, but you're still standing here waiting for them to also heal and catch up with you. You're not going to initiate communication. You're not going to reach out to them. You're not going to facilitate anything. But it's like you're in this place of stagnancy, healed, waiting for them to catch up. That's what it feels like within this collective. But you've already made a choice that you won't go back to where they are. So you feel stuck. You feel a little bit stuck in this collective. Some of you are in North Carolina, South Carolina. Some of you, your name is Carolina. Some of you heard this song recently, Carolina on My Mind. Okay. What does this person want my collective to know at this time? That they are healing. That they're healing. And they feel guilty about sabotaging a relationship. And they're healing. And I feel like this is somebody who has avoided healing for a long time. Okay? Avoided healing for a long time. For some of you, that's why you are standing still. You are not reaching out to them. You're not facilitating this or engineering the connection in any way, orchestrating anything. But you can sense and feel that they could be healing. You can sense and feel like there's a shift on their side. So for some of you, it's maybe you think it's wishful thinking. Maybe you think it's an intuitive knowing, right? You're not sure. But it's you feel like they're healing or you feel like they're making improvements and they're doing better. So there's a part of you that I feel like is wanting them to now come forward. But yeah, you kind of feel stuck. You kind of feel stuck. But you can sense that there's a change. Okay. What about the future of this relationship based on the current energy? What is this person's intentions towards the future? So they are manifesting you. Especially their Virgo energy here, Capricorn, Pisces, Libra, Taurus. They are manifesting you. I feel this energy of them manifesting you, but feeling like they're not quite on the right path just yet. See, that's what you can feel. That's why you're resistant to let go of this. Some of you even question whether you're Delulu. Are you making this up? It's yeah, you're not fully letting go of this because for some of you, you can sense that they're right behind you. You're just not going to go pull them on the back of the cab of the truck. You're going to let them do the heavy lifting. You're going to let them take the journey themselves. But you can sense that there's some type of calibration here or integration process. They could be in a state of pre-alignment. So some of you, it's you've been getting signs and synchronicities of this. You've been seeing confirmations from the universe. I specifically saw swans, angel wings. So yeah, some of you, white feathers are significant. Again, we're getting the message with white feathers. Okay. Some of you had a dream where you were underneath something and then that was removed. So you felt lighter, or a dream about flying recently. A flying dream. Interesting. Okay. What action will this person take towards my collective in the next month? Dang. So I see this person coming forward to be able to open themselves up emotionally after a period here of holding back. I see a very clear conversation happening here. Okay? Clear conversation. And I see this desire here to be able to have this conversation in a way that feels a little unexpected. 1 second, guys. I just got to deal with that. Yeah, thanks, Crystal. There is this energy of them doing something that requires a lot of courage here within the next month. It requires a lot of courage. And I feel for many of you, what they're going to say is they want to see you. They want to see you, or they want to reconnect with you, or the soul tie is not broken. They've had a breakthrough here. They didn't believe in the past this was possible. But the balance is shifting here. The balance is shifting. I feel like it starts with an apology. Okay, it starts with an apology. For most of you, within the next couple weeks, an apology. Okay? So let's get some advice. What should this collective do? What should this collective do? What do they need to do? Watch out for the signs and synchronicities. Okay, watch out for the signs and synchronicities. Okay, again, I feel like some of those signs and synchronicities are a confirmation that this person is still healing and growing and evolving. Some of them are encouragement for you on your path, right? And yeah, it feels like the other message here is just being brave, being courageous enough to ensure that when this person comes forward, okay, whether it's a couple weeks, whether it's months, when they come forward, you can confidently stand up for what you deserve, right? You can confidently stand up on behalf of the work that you've done, the healing that you've done, because you want true romance, right? You want a real, deep, and unconditional love. And you have done so much healing and you have experienced so much spiritual growth. So I feel for many of you, your angels are just encouraging you to be able to acknowledge this, but yeah, just assess this. For some of you, it's about like viewing this from a safe place and maybe even not seeing this person in person. Some of you, that would be dangerous. Some of you don't need to see this person in person. Maybe you can minimize it to just communication, because at least that would give you a boundary. Because I feel like for some of you, it's like you don't know whether or not this is supportive to you just yet, okay? And you need to protect yourself and protect the healing work that you've done. Okay, let's get some advice. Final advice. Final advice for this collective. Hi, B. Yeah, like, listen, there is strong love here between you and this person. There's a lot of love here. I feel like it's almost like this love now where it's like compassion, right? It's unconditional. It's a love that doesn't feel like it's focused more of the romance. It's focused more on this desire for each other to do better. This desire for each other to do well in life. The desire to support each other. That's why you're having a difficult time fully letting this go. Not because you're delusional. Not because you're a terrible person, not because you're toxic, not because you haven't healed. It's because deep down you have this level of compassion for this person. You have a strong desire for them to do well. You want them to be happy. You do. You want them to be happy. So I feel for a lot of you, it's like just acknowledge that that's not a detriment, like that's not a knock against you, but also at the same time recognize that you deserve somebody who is going to be able to fight for you, who won't put you in competition. Again, especially in this case where I feel like there's still a karmic partner who's a factor here. For some of you, this is somebody who is like going to allude to the fact that they've addressed things or allude to the fact that things have changed, but not actually communicate what the changes are. Some of you need to be brave enough to have tough conversations and say like, that's not good enough, or like, you should probably be in your own for a while. Like just being able to call it like it is, right? For some of you, for a long time, you accepted this person at face value because you cared about them deeply, and I think that's wonderful. But in this reading, what the crux of this is, a balance between compassion and protection, right? Compassion and protection. You can be compassionate, but if it's to the extent in which you overextend yourself, you poured into this person to the extent where you leave yourself empty. This is something that needs to be able to have a guard, like you need to have a protection here. You need to be able to find that balance, right? In between those two states. And that is what we all strive for, okay? Find the balance. Final advice within this collective moving forward. Yeah, trust. Trust in divine timing. I feel like for some of you, you're actually being called to stay guarded to this person, like I said. Stay guarded to this person. Keep working on yourself. Keep building yourself up. Allow yourself to connect to other energies that make you feel more seen. For some of you, this person did not make you feel seen. But it's not because they didn't love you or care about you. It's because this person wasn't seeing themselves. So how the hell are they going to see someone else? You know, if someone's not fully emotionally present, how can they be present for your emotions? And I feel this person still is a little bit disconnected from themselves. The song again, helplessly hoping. But you are not. Like, you're not disconnected from yourself. So don't keep yourself held back or punish yourself. Like I said, I feel like this is a collective that wouldn't go back unless it was prompted. I don't see you returning to them willingly. I see we'll have to take this person coming forward, but it is going to be a test. It is going to be a test, right? Mama Roo. Amen. It is going to be a test. And I feel like this person can sense that you could be pulling away. I feel like they're aware of the fact that you are what they wish for. Like, you are their ultimate. You are their everything. Okay? You are the one. That's the way they view you, truthfully. Okay? But as we've said before on this program, somebody stating you're the one or telling you they love you is not enough. They have to show you that through their actions. And someone can say that they wish for you and they yearn for you. But if they don't support that through consistency, reliability, deliverables, okay? If they are not there when they say they're going to be, if they don't respond when they say they're going to respond, if they don't bring value to your life, if they don't provide structure, if they don't provide balance, it's like, what is that worth to you at that time? Okay, what is that worth to you? I feel for many of you, it's like, it's not enough for someone to love you in fantasy, to love you in illusion, to love you in fantasy, to love you in limerence. Okay? And as harsh as it may sound, this is a collective that needs to be just hyper vigilant in terms of self-protection because of what you've gone through. For many of you, you have, a history of people coming to you because you do have a light within you. You do have that spark. You do have that curiosity, okay? That drive, that optimism, that positivity, that warmth, that love, that compassion, that creativity. People are called to that energy. Of course they are, right? It's like a lighthouse. People are like, oh, this is the direction I'm going in, right? They seek that light from you. They feel called towards it like moths to a flame, okay? But make sure they're not just sticking around to get warm and leaving you cold, okay? Make sure they don't just come around to be able to gain access to that energy, to be able to call upon that spark. They don't provide that spark back in return. I feel for most of you, this is something to be aware of for all of your relationships. All of your relationships. Because sometimes we get stuck on being the muse because it gives you confidence, but it's a temporary confidence. And I will assure you that that temporary confidence is never worth the fix. It ain't. Okay, bars. It ain't. Having that temporary confidence and being like, I'm the dream boy or the dream girl, the dream person. I'm on the pedestal. Okay, I'm the centerfold. Well, that's great while they're ogling you. But what happens when they're not seeking the fantasy? What happens when you're living your real life? Okay, that is a temporary confidence. And often we covet that desirability or to be in that position of being obsessed over or someone being captivated by us when there's something within us that still has an imbalance. There's something within us that still has an imbalance. We don't need that much attention if there's something we're not paying attention to within ourselves. So I feel for many of you, that's the lesson here too. You were attracted to this person in the past because they came on strong when they did come on. Okay, when they did come through, it was hot and heavy. It was exciting. It was passionate. It's like they made you feel like you're on top of the world. But it was fleeting. Okay? And y'all are building a foundation right now in your lives. You're creating a legacy right now in your lives. You're building structural integrity in your lives. So you don't need someone who is just here for a good time, not a long time. You don't need a fleeting, transient romance. Okay, and for many of you, I feel like you are done with the suffering. You are done with the suffering. You are done in circumstances in which people come to be able to gain access to you. And you allow them to do so because there's a part of you that feels like your worth is determined by how much you help people or by how you show your love or how well you support others. It's time to support yourself, okay? But I see within this collective you are done with those days. I see you have moved on from these cycles of suffering, okay, and accepting lack and accepting scarcity and feeling in some way like that was in somehow inextricably linked to your purpose. It was not. It is not. Okay. Again, you don't want to be the muse. You don't want to be the inspiration because that's temporary. That's temporary. That's hollow. For someone just to come to you for that source of excitement, for someone to see you as an ingenue, for someone to see you as the flavor of the week, it's not enough. It's not enough. Okay. I only see you in my dreams. Okay. Well, guess what? What about the 98% of the rest of our lives? Okay. She got off on a tangent here. What's the final advice for this collective before we get away from ourselves? Damn. See, here's the other thing. This is going to be really complex, but I am asking you to bear with me. And I believe in your capacity to follow me on this journey or path. Otherwise, I would not even indulge you in this, okay? So within this relationship, early on, both of you saw this in this fantasy lens. Like you both looked at this idealistically. It was about the desire and like what this could be and who this person could be and what the relationship could evolve into. It was this imaginatory state, right? That you did desire or that you did create. And I feel for many of you, a Dracula kind of love. A Dracula kind of love. For many of you, having this idealistic view of the relationship on both sides protected you. Because if you were in that idealistic world, you wouldn't have to show the truth of who you are. You wouldn't have to actually ask for what you needed and potentially get rejected. You wouldn't have to suffer the pain of a loss upon acknowledging what your true emotional needs were and feeling like, again, they were not unable to be met. And I feel that happened on both sides. Both of you entered this relationship, putting your best foot forward, putting this idealistic view within the relationship or presenting yourself in a certain way. But I feel like now you're no longer controlling the way that you portray yourself. You're not positioning yourself in a way for other people to desire you. I don't see you posturing. I don't see you people pleasing. I see that we are shifting into a place in which we are living more authentically and more confidently. But this person over here, because you are no longer in that state in which they felt like they could connect with you in a way that felt easier, feels a rejection, feels the pain of rejection in your sovereignty. In your sovereignty, other people will feel rejected, particularly other people that required you to bend over in order for them to feel comfortable. See, a lot of people like to live at a certain bar that, if anything for you, you will choke because of the elevation, okay? It's not survivable for you. But for those who are in that space and place, that's comfortable for them. Doesn't mean it's comfortable for you. I feel the energy of this person seeing you evolving, transcending, again, embodying this more sovereign energy. And it feels like a personal attack to them. It feels like they're being rejected. But I also feel, again, that is them just controlling this authentic persona from coming through. If they were able to show themselves in this vulnerable way in the same way that you are, you'd be vibrationally aligned. That is the one thing that prevents this relationship from really being able to move forward. Are they willing to drop the mask? Are they willing to reveal the truth of who they are? Or are they going to keep living in this lie in order to not be rejected for the truth of who they are? So you're presenting yourself for the truth of who you are, and it's terrifying, but it's exhilarating. Because the love that you have in your life and the connections that you have in your life are real, are true. Because they are based on that truth, the content of your character, okay? The light that is within you. I feel for many of you, that's why you have compassion for this person, because you were this person, but not anymore, okay? So we move forward in this collective. The final advice, like I said, is just continue to allow yourself to be activated by the fire that's now available to you. I see you transmuting this fire and finding the opportunity to be able to also put this energy back into yourself, nurturing yourself, being compassionate to yourself. And I see you guarding yourself to this person only because you sense, again, that they are not in a place that's authentic. For those who come forward towards you, who reveal themselves authentically, who are living in their truth, who present to you an opportunity to connect in any real way, you are open to those energies. This is the practice of discernment, okay? And it's an elevated practice of discernment. This is something that you have cultivated on the journey and path. This has not been easy to cultivate, but that's where you are at this time, okay? So continue to operate from that place and coast on through. You are in a flow state, okay? But don't get it twisted. A flow state comes with work to be able to get to that place of that flow state. So now that you're in this place in which things feel like they have more ease within your life, and you feel like things are flowing better, you feel like abundance is coming in, you feel like you're connecting with more ease, you feel like you've done this work to be able to get to the place where the foundation feels stronger, you feel more in a state of balance. Don't risk that by going back to a place in which your vibration would have to drop to be like type. Again, to be able to feed into a conflict that someone is still facing. When you have already fought those dragons, okay, and won. You have slayed those dragons and won. You are now on the other side, okay? So I hope that message was helpful for my collective, sending so much love, positive energy, and abundance. If you enjoyed that collective message, 1111 down below. Okay. Let's do some general messages. General messages. General messages. Yes, Miss Desiree. She's Scorpio. She's gonna stink. Yes, Miss Minnie. Okay, we'll do some general messages. I have one more spot left on the donation reading list for those who are asking about it. All you have to do is go to my website. Love or career readings are 26. Soulmate twin flame readings are 36. Full year readings are 46. I have one more spot left, and then the list is closed. Okay, I'm going to do a few quick general messages, then we will start with the donation readings. If you pre-booked, you would already be on the list. Don't you worry about a thing. We have one more spot for donation before the list is closed for this evening. Let's get into it. What does this collective need to know who wanted a general message? Spirits, angels, and guides, ascended masters, loved ones, teachers, positive ancestors. Overall energy here for this collective from a general sense. Oh. Listen, some of you don't know how good it's going to get yet, okay? You don't know how good it's going to get. I feel this energy of a collective that's like doing the right things. Okay, Angela. Some of you are like doing the right things. You're doing the right things, okay? And or like you feel like you're slowly creating balance in your life. But maybe you feel, yeah, like it's a bit of a lull regardless. Like things feel better than they have felt. So you feel more content. You feel more at ease. But you feel like there's a little bit of a lull. You feel this energy of like, okay, universe, show me how good it can get. I've been patient. Okay, I've been patient. Santa universe, I am waiting. So for some of you, yeah, it's like you've done the work. You feel much more confident. You feel much more self-assured. You're definitely in this higher vibrational energy. I feel this energy of like self-worth, self-respect, boundaries, confidence. But right now you're like, okay, I'm doing my big one right now. Like I'm doing everything. And my world kind of looks the same. That's what this collective feels like. You're frustrated. Y'all make me laugh. You're like, universe, tap, 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 tap with the toe. Tap, tapping with the toe. Okay, what do we need to know about what we're calling in here? What do we need to know? Y'all are impatient. Impatience. It's a virtue that you don't like. Impatience. What do they need to know about what's going on? Sorry, I'm loving this energy. It's like, listen, you are having fun where you are in your life. I feel like most of you are in a good place. Like you are enjoying your life, but you still are struggling with the fact that things haven't really changed. And for many of you, it's like not only have things not changed, you're so sick of like seeing readings about things changing or astrology forecasts about things changing. They're like, this full moon is going to change your entire life. And instantly you're going to get married, have the best job of your life, gain $1 million, have 42 kids, get your perfect house, and then nothing happens. You're like, dang it. I had faith. I prayed. I did my ritual. Okay. I used my subliminals, my frequency. It's like, you're frustrated. Okay. You're frustrated. So now what? Okay. But the song, listen. So get ready. Get ready. Get ready. You still need to get ready though. You still need to get ready. This is like a tease. This is a tease. Okay. Right? Your whole FYP is like, good luck's coming your way. Everything is changing in the next 24 hours. Just use the sound. Claim and repeat. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. What do we need to know about what's coming in, though? What do we need to know? Okay. Okay, so your instincts are right. Okay, your instincts that you followed up until this time have been confirmed. Okay. But the other thing I will say is that there is a journey ahead of you that I feel like Spirit doesn't want you to have all of the insights of. It's like almost like they want it to unfold in a path so you can be surprised, so you can be excited, so you can have this state of bewilderment. And I know that you're like, God damn bewilderment. Like, just show me the money, show me the love. I get it, right? But I feel this energy of this path is going to be so beautiful. But you have to trust. You have to trust. And I feel for some of you, there is a big move that's coming in. And it feels like it's a physical move. So this could be a move to a new location. This could be a move to a new home. Something about your physical environment is changing. Okay, new job. But it's like something about like everything around you is going to look different. Okay, for most of you, this is happening in the next 3 months. A big change. And I feel like with this big change in the next 3 months, it's like your life seems to create even more balance, or there seems to be even more space for the new. And I feel with that as well, many of you are finally attracting in a partnership that feels like fulfilling and healing. Okay. But like I said, hi, Carla. For the next like month, I feel like some of you are still going to have this energy of frustration, this energy of like needing to be patient. And that's when Spirit gets to confirm this miracle behind your back. Working in cahoots, okay, with your Spirit team. Call in all of the reinforcements to make sure that they can deliver on this miracle. Because what good would a miracle be if you knew about it? Oh, wait. Toe tapping, I'll wait. What good would a miracle be if you knew about it in advance? If they're like, just so you know, your miracle's coming tomorrow. Like, it's good, but not as good. Not as good. Surprises. Surprises. I know, and people are sick even hearing to be told to be patient. It's like the same diatribe that I go off on people telling you to just love yourself. Just love yourself, okay? Just detach from outcomes. Just let them. It's like all of these bumper sticker slogans that doesn't help you in the moment when you need it most, okay? But I do feel like for this collective, again, there's this last shift in your physical location that is changing everything. That is changing everything. This last shift in your physical location that changes everything around you. Okay, everything around you. Blah, blah, blah. Just trust, blah, blah. Your ChatGPT told me, yeah, exactly. Okay. Do you ever get to that point where even ChatGPT is like sick of your shit? They're like, just be patient. You silly bitch. Okay. Let's see. Final insight into this path ahead, though. What do we need to know? Listen, I feel for many of you, it is about allowing yourself to acknowledge that grief takes time to heal. Grief takes time to heal. I feel this energy here of grief taking time to heal. And you needing to acknowledge that sometimes you need to have this period of a calm before the storm, right? Calm before the storm. And I feel like that's what you have had. You have had a calm before the storm. Calm before the storm. And there was this energy before the calm of having to go through this period of heavy grief. I feel a big karmic wound that the collective has released here. A big karmic wound the collective has released. And I feel this energy of as this collective releases this big karmic wound, this big heavy grief, which could be like past life grief, present life grief, this deep sense of loss. For many of you, I heard identity. So it's like loss of identity. Some of you, you went through this entire healing journey and you were okay with losing everything else. But then there was a part of you that you lost and you're like, damn, I can't move on from this. This feels like I don't want to lose that part of me that felt maybe idealistic or optimistic or like, again, like maybe it was that part of you that had rose-colored glasses. It's like you felt like you shifted into a place in which was jaded, or maybe you lost a part of yourself that was like open or fun or creative. Like I feel this collective grieving an old identity, and that's why we felt stuck for so long. We were grieving this old identity, and Spirit says you needed to go through that. You needed to go through that grieving of an old identity in order to be able to move into a state in which you could create a solid foundation for your life. Because that old identity wasn't serving you anymore. Like not so much like the idealism, but the willingness to trust all, right? The willingness to be able to support other people's missions and visions above your own. The inability to set boundaries. I feel like all of those things were important. Like you needed to move beyond that old version of self, okay? That would compromise, that would like degrade or erode your own self-worth, you know, for the purpose of others to feel comfortable or content or whichever the case. And it's like, I feel like we had to grieve that old identity, but there was something in that old identity that you miss. There's a part of you in that old identity that you miss. And I feel like for some of you, it's like that little wistfulness or like the wishful thinking, right? Okay. Tell me about this future cycle though. There is a lot of balance here. And I feel for many of you, it starts with a home, okay? A new home in the next 3 months. So I want you to have faith, even though faith is annoying to hear over and over. And for some of you, you feel right now your faith is being tested. You feel your faith is being tested. But it's important that we recognize that faith has to happen without you having empirical proof. Like if you had faith just because things were happening for you, or if you had faith just because you were getting proof or getting confirmation, would that actually be faith? Is that actually faith? I feel for many of you, it's like, well, I would have faith if things started happening for me. Well, is that really faith? Is that really faith? We have to have faith. We have to trust. And I feel for many of you, it's about having faith in the higher purpose and higher order and understanding why we had to evolve in the journey in the way that we did. Okay? Why we had to evolve. Not so much blind, but with the willingness to surrender. Okay? With the willingness to surrender. So I hope that message was helpful for my collective. Sending so much love, positive energy, and abundance. That was a fun collective energy. If you guys enjoyed that, collective 777 down below.